I think drinking. So, you
Did
know,
she report it? She
I don't
reported
know.
it to you?
well, yeah, but I don't know if she called the village to report it.
Okay.
I'm just in receipt of this letter from Jeff Jarrah to Pete and Lucia Petrie on my desk, which if I see that he sent originally a letter on March 25th and one April 11th. This one's dated May 26th. I never received either of the earlier letters from him, although I'm CC'd on here. So I guess is that on him because did he send it to the village and
Those, I believe, were hand-delivered to the village.
Yeah.
Anything that's ever been delivered would have been passed out, so I can't tell you if you got letters from them before or not.
He emailed the originals, I recall getting the first one.
I don't recall getting any of them.
Either emailed or mailed direct, I don't recall.
But you got it?
I remember getting the first one.
I mean, I think he asked a question about a letter that Mr. Petrie sent out during the campaign where he identified certain trustees for saying their conduct was uncivil, irrational, and that their ideology and mode of operation are adversely affecting the governance of the village. And he asked a simple question, was Mr. Petrie referring to myself or Paul? So I will certainly get in touch with him and say my understanding is that he was referring to myself to get Trustee Zoga completely out of the line of this.
Yeah, and I had no
You had to talk to him. So but just in case there's any confusion about who that letter was directed towards, I believe, although I was not named in it, that it was to myself and Trustee Rozek. So I just want to make that clarification.
Okay. Any other reports from village trustees? Okay.
No
Oh,
report
I'm
received from the
sorry.
president.
I thought you had some.
I'm going to do it next time with the rest of the members here. I attended the Urban Alliance Summit
Okay.
this last week, and I'll give a more in-depth report to all of you. There's some very interesting legislation and ideas that were discussed, so I'll bring it up next month.
And this is on a national level or on
No,
a
this
state
is
level?
state.
This is the
Just-
state
yeah,
level?
it was in Madison
Right,
last
okay.
week.
In Madison.
It was there for 3 days.
All right, thank you.
No report this evening, Mr. President.
Okay.
Can I say real quick? Just a reminder, if you could check your email, I sent something about the 4th of July parade. I need to know by the end of Friday as far as which trustees are planning on participating, and I'll provide all those that are participating more directions. Okay?
Thank you. Items for future consideration. There was,
Well, I don't know, the president will respond to that.
just let me.
Sure, go ahead.
Trustee mentioned you had the request to get some information on the assessment stuff. So we're gonna get that on.
Yes, we have,
Right.
the clerk's office was kind enough to make an inquiry today, and we will have a representative from the village's assessor at your July 10th village board meeting. There will be a public presentation, and we'll get the word out in the community that that is going to happen.
As I recall, one they did last year, and it was very helpful too.
And many of your constituents have expressed concerns, and I asked them to consider coming on the July 10th meeting date, the regular meeting night, and they'll be here, and they'll be able to answer, I think, explain to you how they did it and give you some process information. Open Book was running a good part of last week. Tanya, is it complete now?
Open book is complete, however, residents can still contact the assessor, and we encourage them to do so if they have questions on their assessment.
Okay, so they can continue to contact the assessor if they have questions or inquiries. We did have, I thought, was a pretty big turnout
Yes.
at Open Book, so a lot of people did come in, met with someone from the assessor's office, looked at the data files and stuff to make sure everything on their profile for their property was correct.
So can somebody contact the assessor with list of comparables and ask for their assessment to be lowered, or is that done? You have to go to board of review.
That could still be done. There is still time to discuss that with the assessor.
Normally, that's what they do in open book. They come in, they validate that the profile on their property is correct, and they look at comparables in their neighborhood and determine whether or not they've got a basis to go to board review.
Okay.
So I'm assuming people that wanted to do that have already done it. But if you run into somebody, there's still time, have them contact the clerk's office, we'll set something up.
Contact the assessor.
Contact the
Not-
assessor.
Contact
They
the
schedule
assessor.
their own appointments, yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, it can still be done.
Okay. Well, that's good to know.
Okay. Motion to adjourn? You got a second? All in favor, say aye.
Wait.
Aye.